Hello, my friends. I am Dr. Yande, urologist and specialist in men's health. On this channel, we speak openly and respectfully about the truths of male vitality, intimacy, and confidence at every age. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe right now, because every week I share knowledge that can protect your health, transform your energy, and strengthen your relationships. Now let me say this clearly. You are not broken and you are not alone. Self-pleasure is common, and for most healthy men, perfectly normal. The long-term difference for erection quality, energy, and confidence is not the act itself. It is what happens in the minutes right after. Because in that small window, the choices you make can either help your system reset or quietly work against you. And today, I want to reveal the most common mistakes I see men make in those moments. Mistakes that seem small, but can weigh heavily on your vitality and your confidence. The first mistake is collapsing into shame and endless rumination. Many men finish, and instead of moving on, they sit in guilt. They let their minds spiral, and that keeps their stress system switched on. Science is clear. Men who ruminate after sexual activity show higher cortisol and worse stress profiles the next day. I have seen patients trapped in this cycle for years, not because of their sexuality itself, but because of the guilt tied to it. What should you do instead? Simple actions. Drink some water, stand up, take 10 slow nasal breaths with long exhalations, or jot down a few words in a notebook. 2 minutes of calm beats 20 minutes of shame. The second mistake is chasing back-to-back sessions without giving your body a break. After orgasm, your system enters a refractory phase, a natural recovery window. Prolactin rises, sensitivity changes. If you push through and repeat too fast, you risk dulling your sensations, even irritating your tissues. Men who already deal with pelvic floor tension or prostate sensitivity may flare up badly, but listen carefully. This does not mean frequent ejaculation is bad. In fact, large studies show men with higher monthly ejaculation frequency have a lower risk of prostate cancer. The message is not to fear frequency, but to avoid rushing repeats when your body clearly needs recovery. The third mistake is shocking your system with an ice-cold shower right after. Cold exposure can be beneficial, but not at that precise moment. After climax, your body is in a parasympathetic state, relaxed, blood vessels open. If you suddenly hit it with icy water, you flip the system, tighten vessels, and raise blood pressure. For men with performance anxiety or pelvic tension, this is the opposite of what you need. In those minutes, warm water and slow breathing are your allies. Save the cold plunge for another time of the day. The fourth mistake is reaching for alcohol, cigarettes, or processed snacks. Too many men celebrate climax with a beer, a smoke, or junk food. But the truth is well documented. Smoking and heavy drinking destroy erectile function. Nicotine and alcohol damage the endothelium, disrupt nitric oxide, and impair blood flow. Sleep is also critical. Just 1 week of only 5 hours per night lowers testosterone by 10 to 15%. So right after climax is not the time for beer and chips. It is the time for water, fruit, nuts, yogurt, and above all, protecting your sleep window. That is when your hormones and circulation reset. The fifth mistake is neglecting the basics of hygiene and the pelvic floor. Too many men collapse in bed sweaty, sticky, and still tense. That lingering moisture can irritate skin and the urethral opening. A gentle rinse with warm water, pat dry, and if needed, a fragrance-free moisturizer is enough to protect the skin. And beyond the skin, there are the muscles of the pelvic floor. Many men hold unconscious tension there. A minute of slow nasal breathing with a soft belly helps the pelvic floor release instead of staying clenched. And when strengthening is needed, structured pelvic floor training has proven benefits for erection quality. The secret is not to ignore the signals your body is sending. So what should you remember? After orgasm, oxytocin and prolactin rise, sensitivity changes, a refractory period is normal. None of that destroys testosterone. What matters most are your choices. Hydrate, breathe slowly, avoid sudden stress, fuel your body wisely, protect your sleep, and give your tissues and muscles a little recovery time. And if you notice warning signs, persistent pain, burning, blood in semen or urine, fever, a sudden perineal curve, or erections that fail consistently over months, don't stay silent. See a clinician. Doctors don't judge, they guide. And yes, for men seeking a natural boost, I do recommend 2 supports that are backed by research. Organic watermelon extract, rich in L-citrulline, has shown measurable improvements in erection hardness by supporting nitric oxide and blood flow. And for those seeking a broader transformation, advanced blends with tonkat ali, fenugreek, nettle root, and icarian have shown benefits for testosterone, libido, energy, and prostate comfort. These are not replacements for sleep, nutrition, or medical care, but they are allies you can add to your routine. My friends, remember this: what destroys men the most is not the act itself, but the silent habits that follow. Do not let shame imprison you. Do not let careless routines sabotage your strength. Every choice counts, and you have the power to choose differently. So take care of your health, your confidence, and your intimacy. And if this message resonated with you, subscribe now, leave a comment, and share this video. Because together, we are building a community where men grow stronger, healthier, and freer. Let me take this conversation even deeper, because what truly sets men apart is not only avoiding mistakes, but also understanding the deeper science and psychology behind recovery. After climax, your body is not finished. In fact, your physiology is still very active. Hormones like oxytocin rise, making you feel bonded and calm. Prolactin spikes, signaling the brain to rest. Nitric oxide, the very molecule that makes erections possible, slowly clears from your blood vessels. This is not a failure, it is design. Your nervous system is shifting from sympathetic fight or flight into parasympathetic rest and digest. If you respect this shift, your body rebuilds. If you fight against it, you slowly erode your own performance. Now here is something most men never hear. Your recovery window after self-pleasure is a training ground. Just like an athlete cools down after a sprint, you too are training your nervous system. If you collapse into guilt or careless habits, you are training your body to associate pleasure with stress. Over time, that connection becomes automatic. But if you choose calm breathing, hydration, stretching, or mindful recovery, you are training your body to associate pleasure with resilience, with strength, with growth. That is why your choices matter. It is not just about today, it is about the man you are shaping for tomorrow. Let me share a story. A man in his early 40s came to me, frustrated. He told me he had lost confidence in his erections, that he sometimes felt numb, disconnected. When I asked about his routines after climax, he admitted cigarettes, alcohol, no sleep, rushing back to stress. Over the years, this had become automatic. Once he changed his post-pleasure habits, simple things like a shower, deep breathing, drinking water, and sleeping properly, within 2 months he reported stronger erections, better energy, and most importantly, a renewed sense of control. Nothing magical, no expensive pill, just respecting his recovery window. Another man, much older, in his 70s, shared that he had always felt ashamed of self-pleasure, as though it was something he should have outgrown. But when he finally reframed it, when he saw it not as a weakness, but as a normal human expression, the shame dissolved. His erections improved, his mood improved, his relationship with his wife improved, because shame had no more power over him. My friends, shame is poison. Acceptance is medicine. Let's talk about something few mention. Your nervous system does not only affect your erections, it affects your entire health. If you finish and immediately bombard your body with nicotine, alcohol, junk food, or cold shock, you push your sympathetic system into overdrive. That stress response does not stay local. It impacts your blood pressure, your heart, your sleep, even your brain chemistry. But if you finish and guide your body into calm recovery, you protect your vessels, your hormones, and even your mental health. That is why I insist. The moments after climax are not trivial. They are foundational. So what else can you do in this recovery window to set yourself apart? Stretch lightly. A few gentle stretches for the hips, lower back, and legs can relax the pelvic floor and improve circulation. Hydrate, not only with water, but with electrolytes if you are sweating. Practice gratitude. Yes, gratitude. Take 30 seconds to appreciate your body, your health, your partner if you have one. This is not soft, it is rewiring. Studies show gratitude lowers stress hormones and improves sleep quality. Imagine finishing and training your mind not in guilt, but in gratitude. That alone can change the way your body recovers. And let's extend the lens further. Erections are not only about the penis. They are about vascular health, nervous system balance, and hormonal resilience. The same choices that protect your heart protect your erections. Exercise, sleep, nutrition, stress management, these are not side notes. They are the core. Self-pleasure, when combined with these habits, becomes not a drain, but a signal of vitality. And this is what too few men understand. Frequency is not the enemy. Shame is the enemy. Poor recovery is the enemy. Neglect is the enemy. So here is my challenge to you. The next time you finish, ask yourself, am I building myself up or am I breaking myself down? Because every single choice, no matter how small, is a training session. And the men who thrive into their 50s, 60s, 70s are not the ones who avoid pleasure. They are the ones who manage recovery with wisdom. Finally, let's bring this back to the bigger picture. Passion is not just about youth. Desire does not belong only to the young. I have treated men in their 80s who still enjoy intimacy, still enjoy erections, still enjoy pleasure, because they never abandoned self-care. They respected their bodies, respected their routines, and carried their masculinity with dignity. And you can too. So remember, hydrate, breathe, stretch, sleep, nourish yourself, and above all, release shame. Replace it with acceptance, with gratitude, with curiosity about your own body. That is how you turn a moment of release into a lifetime of strength. And if you found this valuable, do not keep it to yourself. Subscribe now, share this message, and leave a comment, because together we are rewriting what it means to be a healthy man at any age.